big up, and welcome to the unmuted Liverpool 12th Man Show. This is going to be an episode that we're going to be doing on the preview of our matchup against Leicester on Sunday. This is it, people. This is it. This is match day 33. It's going to be a very, very big game for us because it could be the game that if other things fall the way that they could possibly fall, we will find ourselves champions of England once again. So again, welcome back to Liverpool 12th Man Show. You're going to go into a preview. We're going to go deep into a preview with, and then come up with some score lines that we think are going to be the possible predictions and scorer predictions. We're going to have some input, possibly some other panelists that join me today too, possibly. And big up to Bernie. Big up to Bernie in the house. Let's just get into this little preview here. The Reds will be traveling to the King Power Stadium with the Premier League title on the line because we are within reach of snatching this title. I mean, it is so close, people. And all eyes are on two matches, obviously. It'll be Arsenal versus Ipswich. I know some don't like to look at other games or look at the other games in the league, but lately I've been expanding my parameters and not just watching only Liverpool. It is sometimes good to watch other games. So Arsenal versus Ipswich earlier in the day could have a real precursor of what we have in our midst, basically, because if Ipswich pulls the upset, then all of a sudden we can clinch the title right there and then. And maybe it's a little bit of a hangover from Madrid for Arsenal. Who knows? Ipswich can sometimes surprise, so we'll see about that. And then this other game, that's ours, and that's our clash with relegation threatened. I think, unfortunately, for some friends of the show, relegated bound Leicester. If Arsenal lose and we win, the title is ours. Simple as that. But it's not just about the trophy. It's about finishing strong, staying sharp, and making a statement. And that's what we need to do this weekend. I'd like to see us bounce back. I know that I was discussing it with Bernie. And she has a very similar opinion as mine, I believe, and that was that we'd like to see us actually have a little bit of a resurgence in form and try to. I understand we all want to win. The W is the most important part, surely, but we'd also like to see us. Honestly, I'd like to see us entertain, and that would be least things we can ask for. A little bit of entertainment, maybe. So. We're going to be bringing in JK, who just joined us, and get into some of these numbers with you. So let me bring in JK. Big up Norm, buddy. Big up Norm. Big up JK. How are you doing?
All good, bro. All good. How you cool?
Good. Yeah. Just saying hello to Norm, saying hello to Kevin. Said hello to Bernie. We're breaking down these numbers. I was just getting into the Leicester City versus Liverpool matchup, the key insights, I guess you could say, for tomorrow's breakdown. I do like to look at the Opta computer a little bit. I know you got to go. There's those that like the statistics, those like the breaking down numbers. There's those that just solely are all about the eye test merchants, but it's saying that we have a 73.2% chance of victory. That's according to the Opta computer. It's kind of interesting that a team like our own, with certainly better talent, but also a team like our own that has had a better year, has had certainly better performances. If a computer is saying we have a 73% chance, I understand it's on the road. And any game against any team on the road is always a difficult one. It does say something a little bit about our form if they're saying we have like a little over better than a 70% chance of winning. I guess a relegation bound team, basically. That's why I'm getting. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I just think they're being respectful, and they don't want to say 90.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I think that 70 is a bit high as well. I wouldn't say high, but you know what I mean, though? They could have just made it less. They could have made it 5 or something, like 60, 65 or something. But for me, that's the 90%. Actually, I'll go 95% win for us.
Okay.
When you look at it. Yeah.
Yeah, it certainly is going to be something that we can like. I don't want to, what's the saying? You don't want to count your chickens before they hatch type situation.
Yeah.
But
happened a few times this season.
Right, and that's the thing. Heck, I did it yesterday when watching that Manchester United game.
Right, 4-2 up, and then that.
They went up they went up 2 goals in extra time. I'm like, oh, it's a wrap, and then all of a sudden they're like, wait 1 minute. But Leicester are in the last 5 games are 4 losses and 1 draw. Not exactly scintillating form. They sit just second from the bottom. It was a surprising draw, by the way, that they did have. They ended up drawing against a good team. Brighton is a good team, I think. And it was at Brighton, by the way. So I think the biggest thing I can take from that is that we can't be complacent. We can't be a team that sits back on our laurels and thinks, oh, it's just Leicester. We can turn on whenever we want to. We can kind of keep it in low gear, and not really get to moving on Leicester and allow for them to stick around. Can't have that happen tomorrow. We've got to come out and we've got to hit them early. We've got to hit them hard. We need to go into halftime with like a 2-0 lead or something. That's just my perspective. Are you looking at it the same way, or are you looking at it like, how are you looking at it?
When we look at the game the other day against West Ham, we sort of played well in the first half, better than we normally do, innit, bro? So I want a better version of that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how we only got 1 goal in that game, first half.
Yeah.
So for me, it's Leicester City away, bro.
Yeah.
It's like Leicester have been bad, like really bad. I think they've had 1 goal in 9 games, something crazy stat like that. I don't know. It was just like they don't score goals and stuff like that. So them getting to Desmond at Brighton was a bit mad. But for me, like the league is wrapped up. I reckon us fans deserve that we win games and win it instead of just like drawing, losing 1, then winning. You know what I mean? I want to finish strong. I'm just happy we beat West Ham last week. But against Leicester, bro, I think I like playing away. I think away games sometimes we might play better than we do at Anfield sometimes. You know what I mean? And I think Leicester, what they got to do.
I mean, like Fulham would speak differently, but I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Though it's just like sometimes it's nice to have an away game. Less pressure as well, because when you play at Anfield, it's like you got to win or nothing. You know what I mean? In the away game, it's like, yeah, you got to win, but it ain't as bad as if you're at Anfield. So it's Leicester City, bro. I used to just live around the corner from that stadium as well in my uni days. Mad. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I thought Leicester, I said they would go back down. As soon as their manager left, came to Chelsea, I thought, oh, you know what I mean? So, and they've been terrible under Nistelrooy. Really, I'm surprised he's still in the job. I think if it weren't Ruud van Nistelrooy,
where did they go? Who wants to take over?
Like for me, Ruud van Nistelrooy, bro. If he was someone else and he weren't rude, there would have been rude to that guy and said, "Hey, bro, you got to go."
Yeah.
You know, he would have gone a long time ago. managers don't last that long. De Boer went after 4 games. And I'm surprised. I think this story might just go at the end of the season, or they might say to him, you know what? We'll give you the first 6 months of the new season in the championship. Let's see how you get on. And if that don't work out smoothly at the start, they'll probably sack him. So that's their option.
Mm-hmm. Well, we have also Lee with us. We also have Brian with us. Lee, how are you doing today?
Good, good. Looking forward to the weekend. Looking forward to the action. The boys back in action.
Okay, back in action.
Yeah. All the cobwebs away. We've had our rest now. Like, hopefully we'll be back. We'll be back to where we were to end the season properly. Like, no half-assed limping home. Like, let's do it in style. Let's win every point we can. And yeah, let's do it.
Definitely. And Brian, how are you?
Yeah, no problem at all, man. Take it easy. Take care. Sorry. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Okay. Yeah. Good. All right. I didn't know if you were coming or going. All right.
No, I was telling someone else. Sorry.
I know.
Yeah, that was a bit of a kind of a reverse answer, wasn't
it? Yeah. Yeah, we were just talking about the
hoping Ant will come in. That's what I'm just waiting.
I was hoping too. I was hoping he was going to come in too.
I haven't seen him around. It's not just tonight, and we're playing him, but I haven't seen him for a couple of weeks now. But I was hoping we'd see him pop up. But you never know. He does have those little spidey senses out that he does tend to pop in when we're talking about them. So you never know.
Maybe it's because
the night is young.
Yeah, the night's young, but it's also when your team's playing the way his team's playing, it doesn't necessarily spark the motivation button.
At this stage, though, you're beyond hope. I mean, he's walking like 7-8 games without a win or a goal. I mean, I think he's just kind of into that, just laughing at the comedy.
They had 2 goals.
True. Yes.
Against Brighton, but they also they're 10 games without a win.
Yeah, I think he knows what's the story. I don't think even he's kind of in that kind of angry. I think he's beyond angry at this stage, if you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. He's just in the acceptance kind of phase of it.
10 games without a win. They're 28 games without a clean. 28 games without a clean sheet. That's tough. They're 8 out of 8 for first to concede. They're first half loser. They're 5 out of 7. Yeah.
Oh, 7. I remember it was broken, but seven of those they went a run where they lost 7 games in a row, obviously, and failed to score in all of those 7 games as well.
That's
I thought it was 9. Yeah, that's too much.
That is shocking. They're not, and it's not like they're Luton or something, you know. I mean, no, this is, but like they're Leicester. They've got players, like they got 1 or 2 to not be able to score, and I mean that's about as bad as it gets, Premier League record wise, I think.
Yeah, they're our head to head with them in the last 10 matches have been 2 wins for them, or 2 wins and 8 wins for us. 8 wins for us. And I do remember that 2021 loss against them that hurt. That hurt. So it's like a 1-0. We won.
That's why I don't feel no sadness for Leicester, because them days, remember when they beat us that time? They thought they were a real top team. And that no, never like Leicester.
Right. Yeah. That was like a under the lights game too. I think that loss that we had 1-0 against them. Went there. We should have won that game, but shout out to Jimmy. Shout out to Alexander. Shout out to Abdul. Big up, you guys. Big up my Reds. Good to see you all in the chat. Shout out to Mark. Shout out to Mark A in the house. Definitely. I think I said hello to Norm, but I'll say hello to Norm. I'll say hello to Bernie and Kevin again, just in case. Yeah. So I was just saying that this could be an opportunity, though. I mean, we'll find out if we could walk onto the pitch knowing that if we win this game, there's a possibility that we could walk onto the pitch knowing that if we win this game, we win the league.
Can't
I'd be
see it
glad for that.
happening though. The Arsenal aren't going to drop points now with the bounce off that. Like, and they won't have to rest anyone, will they? Like, they want to keep going, aren't they? So we'll have to wait to Spurs, I reckon, like, won't we?
Yeah,
I like that. I like the sound of that winning against Spurs. That'd do me fine.
I think Arsenal can play your Trossards, them type of guys against Ipswich and win. You know what I mean? So for me, it'd probably be Tottenham. But you never know, bro. You don't know what happens in football.
You never
Beat
know.
Real Madrid one day, lose to Ipswich the next.
Exactly. They could be still like, they can have like a little bit of a hangover from Madrid, Who knows?
But I'd rather win at Anfield, like Mark Hayes says. I'd rather beat Tottenham and do it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's 0-0, 90 minutes, bang, Salah scores, win the league. That'd be just the madness. So I prefer it's not the weekend after against Tottenham that we can sort of clinch it. It'll be just a bit better for me.
Yeah. And also, it could be, you're right, Brian. Did you say, how many games? You said 7, or you thought it was 7 or something? It's like 8. It's like, so Leicester would be relegated if they lose this game, first off. Mm-hmm. And they have scored 0 goals in their last 8 home games. That's an all-time top flight low.
Mm.
That is something, because the 2 goals they scored on in their last game was on the road. So
they're in terrible form, aren't they? They are in terrible form. They got the draw at Brighton, didn't they? But that's all they've had in it recently. Yeah.
And on top of that, I mean, like, this isn't a pile on Leicester thing, but I mean, 17 points or 18 points so far this season. That's how many points they have. 18 points. That's pretty wild. As you said, Ruud van Nistelrooy's appointment hasn't worked really at all. Now they've lost 8 straight home games without scoring. The Foxes are desperate, whereas in Liverpool are desperate as well to kind of turn on the scoring valve. And it could be a historic day. If we clinch the title with 5 games to go, we join an elite list. Only 5 other sides have done that. Only 5 other sides have won with 5 games left to go in the season. So it would be a very, very,
It'd take a minor miracle, wouldn't it, for the Ipswich to get a result, though, wouldn't it? I think at the moment
it would be very Ipswich. Or you say Ipswich or Leicester?
Ipswich. I'm saying it'd take a bit of a miracle, wouldn't it? Like, for them to get a result at the moment. I think could happen, but I can't see it.
Well, then, even if we were, it's just a game. I'll ask. This is always the fun one, the fun question, or the fun question that keeps now circulating or at least raising up a little bit more and more nowadays. And big up to Philip, by the way. I see you in the house. Big up, Philip. Excuse me. That question would be: should Liverpool go all out, or should we rotate with one eye on returning to Liverpool or to Anfield for our next game with a very refreshed and measured squad? Would you rotate in this game, or would you go with still the same old, measured lineup that we've come to expect?
Yeah, I'd just go with whatever 11 he thinks has got the best chance of kicking the F out of them on the day, so just pick the team that he thinks can do the most damage to them on the day.
Okay. I mean, we have two teams that have 2 London teams lined up for the next following 2 weeks. So, I mean, it's not one at home and one on away.
They are in bad form now, aren't they?
Well, bro,
Mhm. Leicester.
it's
In bad
Leicester City.
form,
Like
Leicester.
you could play your Harvey Elliott as a 10 instead of Sabotzlai. You know what I mean? You
That's-
could do it because we've had this discussion
Can you
over
play
the
him?
last
Absolutely.
week.
Is it happening? No, probably
It
not.
ain't bloody happening, bro. So I'm not gonna predict nothing. I'm not gonna say this is gonna be the lineup. Chiesa as a 9. Remember last week, Brian?
Yeah,
We
exactly.
did a few shows. Chiesa as a 9, and trust me, it will work. And we need, Johnny Huttinger and his boys. They need to do one. Us guys need to go and help us, Arnie. I'm telling you, Chiesa
You
will be up
really
and
don't
scoring
like
by
Johnny
now.
Heitinga, do you? You
We
really
don't,
don't like.
Johnny Height. It's that Everton thing. I think that connection.
I know it's the Everton thing. I know it's the Everton thing.
Well, the question is too. I know that we showed some. Some people would say a bit of nerves against, even at Anfield, by the way, against a West Ham team that we've handled like 5-1 and 5-0 earlier in the year. But now it's like, what do they call it? Squeaky bum time is like, or something like that, where it's like, it's difficult. It's like very, the nerves start to get to you. We're so very close.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like,
yeah.
Okay.
But like for me, bro, the difference between Klopp and Slot is this: Klopp does not allow the opposition to even have a glass of water with us, and hence why we used to get the jobs done, like win games with a bit more energy, bit more goals, a lot more goals actually. We don't do 2-1s with Klopp really. And what it is with Slot sort of formula, he invites them guys to have a little bit of a munch with us. You know what I'm saying? Like a few little nibbles here and there, and what happens? We end up ruining our clean sheet. And so that's for me. I would love for Slot to sort of change that up a bit, where we do not allow the other team to breathe. And I think maybe he did it this way because he didn't want to. It hasn't really worked out because for me, he sort of played in a way that's like first, second, third gear all season in the Premier League, I'm saying. And he's played them gears, hence why we've done pretty well all season in the league. It was only around the PSG time, Newcastle game time, where we ran out of energy. A lot of players did. So did it really work in the way he did it? Playing that slow motion first half and putting the foot down second half. Yeah, it worked on the results formula. But all in all, I don't think it works all the time. I think as soon as you give a team a bit of a breathing space, like back in the days, a 2-0 up, some people going yard thinking this job's done. Nowadays, a 2-0 can turn into a 3, like what happened United against, was it Lille the other night, Leon? Leon was like 4-2 up. All of a sudden, it's 5-4, bro. So that's football nowadays. It isn't so. The defense side of the game isn't so cemented in their mindset of the players. Like, we want a clean sheet. We're 5-0 up here, but I don't give a damn. I want a clean sheet before when the whistle blows. You know, that sort of mentality. And I think we've let that creep into our team. We're letting silly goals in, bro.
Yeah.
And that's what annoys me. I wanted us to finish the season off after we went out the Champions League and the League Cup final. We lost that. I thought, you know what, sod that then. Okay, cool. What can we do now? I think the season's wrapped up anyway in the league. But let's finish it off with a bit of style for the fans. Show them a different side of football, what Arnie can do, you know? So I would love to see it before the season finishes. A game where we just rip a team to shreds in 30 minutes.
Which we could easily do to Leicester at the weekend.
Of course, bro. Of course we can do it. But does Slot tell the players, hey, lads, I want this job done in the first half? I don't think he does. I know what Jurgen Klopp would have. He'd be like, lads, first 20 minutes, I want 3 goals. I don't give a damn. Even Brendan Rodgers did it against Arsenal in that 5-1. He scored 5 goals. Was it 4 goals in 14 minutes? Even he bloody did it, man.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so.
Isn't Trent fit again now? So it'll be a choice between Trent and Bradley.
No, he won't start. He said he's only fit enough for the bench. He's not going to start. He said he's definitely not starting. He said he might make the bench. He's trained, but he will not start.
Well, it's good news for Because Connor's only just come back. Connor's only had one game himself.
He's only trained once. Yeah, Trent's been out for 5 weeks. He's only trained once. He's not going to start. But Connor as well. He was saying Connor is only just back and he can't play 90. So he's basically saying Connor would probably do about 65. Trent will probably get 25. That's what it sounded like to me anyway.
Yeah.
Trent scored a nice free kick there at Leicester back in the days.
Yeah.
And Coutinho. That's why I like Leicester away. We always score beauties there.
Yeah. When we've been to the Club World Cup, or just before we went, or when we just come back either, before we just went or come back, we played Leicester, remember, at Leicester, and we battered them. We were just all over them, like, the whole game. It was only 4-1, like, but like,
4-1, yeah.
Well, I'm going to put a Mighty Reds take, as I'm calling them now, like an audience poll here.
I was just wondering, Ron, does anybody know 12 man? Sorry, because you were bringing up the stats. Do we know what their what would you call it? Like what their points are, what their win rate is since Van Nistelrooy took over? Because I think if you put up I think he must have one of the worst records in Premier League history. I know he hasn't been there the full season and all that, but I think since he's joined, like how many. And he's there a while now. He's like since he's come in and managed them, they must have one of the worst point totals ever.
Yeah,
and especially with like the goals scored against and 0, the goal difference, the points. He must be like in probably the bottom ever in the Premier League. I think
that's what I'm thinking.
Or say someone with more than 10 games or something. It's not fair to say some guy comes in, plays 3 games, loses. But for someone with more than 10 games. He has to have one of the worst records of all time in the Premier League.
Well, he's only won. He's got a 14% win record.
Oh,
from how many games?
I just know he's won 3 games. So
I'm going to say 15 games, 16.
At least that.
At least about 20, maybe 20 even. He's been there for a while now,
It's a little more than that because it's saying the Mirror reports that Leicester's sole victory in the last 14 league matches was against Spurs in January. So if he's got and he won against
14, that tells that's a good enough rounding up of the situation. One win in 14. Mm-hmm. And what does that tell you about Spurs? Spurs are just a joke. Spurs are a joke. He's won 1 game in 14, and it's you.
Yeah,
and
man.
Your Spurs. Are these not 2 of the biggest joke teams of all time? This Leicester,
I don't know, man. You might be talking about the Europa champions. Who knows?
Well, so if it's United, them in the final, bro. Them guys got Liverpool fans would be supporting Spurs that day. I don't care.
Yeah, they can. I think they can meet each other in the final.
Yeah,
they will. They probably will. Yeah, we do need Arsenal to lose. Bernie's just saying we do need Arsenal to lose for us to win it. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing. I put the poll in there. Do you think I said a little black sheep? You can go with this, or you can go with that. And that is saying that we'll clinch the title this Sunday, or we'll clinch the title that next Sunday. So
I'm going that then for me.
Okay. Yeah, I know we do have to. We would need Arsenal to lose.
Are they home or away?
I think they're away.
I think they're home, but I'll double check for you. I'll check.
They're always at bloody home. They are.
Yeah, they've got a very they're at Ipswich. You're right.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Every
week I see them playing at
home. Maybe a draw. Yeah, maybe a draw. But yeah, they're. It would take a.
I don't think if a draw happens, I don't think we clinch it.
Oh no, we can't. No, they have to lose. They have to lose. Yeah,
they have to lose.
Yeah.
You know what? They'll come out with.
Yeah, let's slag it off enough, and then it'll happen. So let's talk about how completely unrealistic it is. But maybe they've got a bit of a Madrid hangover, a come down.
That's what I said.
Maybe that's. Leicester.
Maybe they were hanging out. Maybe they went out and hung out with Trent Alexander-Arnold in Madrid or something, and hung out with Jude and got one in. Who knows?
And even if they do lose, their fans will say, "Oh, it's all right. We're going to concentrate on the Champions League. We didn't need to win this game." You know what I mean? So that's what will happen.
I do have a question to you guys. Then I know that Trent Alexander-Arnold isn't fit to play. He's not fit to play, and I know that Connor Bradley is fit, but he's not 90 minutes fit, or full match fit, as Brian said as well, and Arnie Slot's words exactly.
Right, Arnie's.
Let's say both of them were fit. Let's say they were both fit, and let's just say they're both fit for. Let's say they're both fit for that Spurs match. Let's just say it that way. Who are you starting? Who are you starting? Lee? I figure we go easy and let the Scouser talk about the Scouser.
Who would start in which game? Sorry.
Against Spurs. At Anfield.
Well, it depends if he proves that he's. If he proves that he can play, I'd say half an hour against Leicester. Maybe I'd start him against Spurs.
And what would be your reasoning behind it too, if you don't mind sharing?
For him to create a goal the way he does quite a lot, or do a pass that leads to an assist. You know what I mean? Whatever, just passing, just to do his thing against Spurs at Anfield. Yeah, if he was fit enough, I'd probably let him. Yeah.
Wow, I see.
He might be off, mightn't he, soon? So, yeah.
I just asking because I see the way the chat's. No need to pull that. The chat is definitely going
mainly now because if Trent's going, just play Bradley because he will be here in the future. But I want Trent to play as well. You know what I mean? I do want to see him still before he leaves. If he's leaving.
Yeah, I see. It's Jimmy says Connor. Mark A says, oops. Norm says, I know. He knows he's a grown man, but if Trent is leaving and Slot knows this, he would not pick him again. Mark A said Bradley needs minutes for next season. Alexander says he'd go with Bradley. Bernie's is saying that he is in training for sure. He is in training, so there's a possibility that he starts next week at least. It's interesting, very interesting to see how it's going to be interesting to see the crowd's reaction to Trent playing if he does get the start. Knowing that our captain, knowing that one of our talismans in Salah has signed the deal and gotten that mess all done and over with.
No, I think if Trent is signing off this season, and going to Madrid, he's got business left to do on the pitch. He's got he'll want to play, won't he? And influence games and that, be part of winning the title and that. He'll want to be on the pitch when it happens, won't he? So I can't see it not happening. If he's fit, he'll get back in the team. If he's fit, won't he?
I see. No, okay. As soon as I said that, now that the chat is definitely going a little different direction. Trudon says play Trent. Bernie is saying she's still trying to keep an open mind. If we reportedly offered him £400,000 a week, and Jude is only on $320,000. Only, I get that, but only on $320,000 per week. Why would he leave? I could tell you a couple different reasons, but it's all good. I'm gonna keep it definitely PG. Trent is still getting Kevin would start Trent. He's still getting paid. Okay. What would you think, JK? Is Trent walking up and seeing his name on that starting lineup against Spurs? If both this is going that both are fit and ready to go. And again, he's got a week. He'll have an extra. He has the rest of this week, obviously, but he'll to rest and recover, yes, next week to recover as well. Could be plenty of time for him to be ready.
I reckon I would play him because he might just stay. Just mess with the fans' heads and like play him and think, oh, he could be staying. You know what I mean? Yeah, but for me, he's just a top player, bro. I just want him to play ball. He's been at the club longer than anyone, and I've said this for. This is my main reason why I'm not really upset with him leaving, because I think his mind needs a change of scene. And it's as simple as that, bro. He's got nothing to do about money and stuff like that. I think he just wants to go somewhere else and live and do something.
Okay.
It's
a simple question of like, whether you want to play him or not. I mean, that's all it is. If he wants to go to Madrid, he wants to go to Madrid. But I'm just asking, you play him. Okay.
I'll play him.
How about you, Brian? Would you play him?
Yep.
Start right up the bat.
Playing him. Get him in there, get him on the pitch, let him do his thing, wave him off. Thanks very much. But yeah, break the rip the plaster off, and or whatever it is. Get him out there on the pitch and just let him do his stuff. Yeah. He might give us a few more moments. And I'm all for that.
I know that Norm is saying that he's a grown man. I like to think that I'm a grown man as well. But if I'm slotting, I know that he's already going to Madrid.
Saying that Bradley could play so well against Leicester that he can't drop him. Bradley could play insanely well against Leicester and really stop him.
I was going to say.
Sorry, can't put you back in the team. Yeah.
What I would simply do is if I was slotting, I knew that he's going, or his mind's made up. I'm still having him on the bench, and I'm having him do mop up duty for Connor Bradley. Like you can play the deputy to Connor. Let Connor get the starts, and then Trent, you can relieve Connor with the garbage minutes.
We're talking about the Tottenham game, right? Just talking about the Tottenham game.
Tottenham. Yeah, just Tottenham.
Oh yeah, no. I'm saying put him out there. You see, I was being a little bit facetious as well. I was kind of have a little of, well, go out and play in front of the fans. So, do you know what I mean?
Oh, I get you. You want to see you want to see the reaction.
Well, go out and look. If you're going to go, then go out, because the only way, if you're going to leave, if you go out on that pitch in front of the fans at Anfield,
not hiding.
Exactly. You're going to have to put in some performances, mate. So let's play a little game that way. Because look, this is wrapped up, right? We know this is wrapped up, so I can have a little fun with it. So
I got you.
I am very interested to see how the Anfield crowd reacts to him.
Oh, I would be too. I think they would react.
I'd be I would like to see I think it will be respectful. You might have the odd dissenting voice, but I just would imagine it would be 90% polite applause, let's just say.
Okay.
I don't think they'd be out there singing his name, but I think it'd be, okay, we're not going to slag you off because we don't do that, especially not on national TV. We're not going to be the ones, did you see the Liverpool fans slagging off Trent? Ungrateful scousers. No, we're going to
I get what
we're going to have a bit of class. In the pub afterwards, maybe different.
Maybe so.
Yeah. I'd like to see the drama.
Not in front of company, basically. That's how I look at it.
Exactly. Not in front of company. Exactly. But I'd like to see the drama of it. The drama of it. Just him out there playing. How does he play? What does he do if he scores? What's the reaction if he scores? Imagine that. Sticks one in from 20 yards.
Yeah, good question. And I'm sure
that takes his Liverpool shirt off and there's a Real Madrid shirt.
Oh, you cheeky monkey, Lee.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, cheeky monkey.
Just be a Real Madrid shirt and say Jurgen where you're at or something. Something silly.
All right, well then,
I would then move on to this, and let's talk about some of our players that are signed that will be starting, undoubtedly starting. And let's just talk about our Egyptian king, Mr. Salah. Salah has been otherworldly this season. He certainly has simmered a little bit, but he had an assist. He hit a phenomenal assist. Let's not get it twisted. That was a great pass. And he's inching closer to getting that record. 27 goals, he has 18 assists in the league. Still incredible. I think that even if he doesn't score on the same pace or same level that he was scoring at in the beginning of the year in the league, I still think that he will end up getting the Golden Boot this year, especially now that his closest competition, who is Erling Haaland, is injured.
Oh, well, yeah, he's out the game now. Yeah,
So he doesn't have anyone. Let's see it. I'd have to look to see.
Yeah, that's the question. Who's coming third? Who's coming up in third place? Well, it would have been third place. I'm guessing. Hang on, who's doing that? Chris Wood. Scored a lot of Cunha, scored a lot of goals. Isak, obviously Isak. Isak's probably overtaken. Yes, Isak, Cunha. Isak's on 22, is it now? At least 21. Yeah, it's got to be Isak second. Yeah, it has to be Isak second.
For scoring, it is Isak is tied now for second.
Big goals, lots of them.
He's got 20. Isak's got 21 goals.
Yeah, 21.
And Haaland's got 21 goals as well, obviously.
Yeah, he'll move ahead of him.
Behind Isak is
Cunha.
Let me see. Hold on.
Chris Wood or Cunha, I reckon.
Let's see. Chris Wood is behind him.
Yeah. Who would have thought that?
In fifth place. Fifth place is actually someone I'm going to be doing a episode on, actually.
Diaz?
No, I'm Brian Mabomo.
Oh, Mbuemo, yeah.
Mabomo. Yeah.
Good player.
Good player. Since 16. But I mean, yeah. They got two players doing very well for them this year. Mbuemo and so is Wisa. Wisa's got 15 goals.
Mm-hmm.
Your Cunha's in eighth with 14, along with Cole Palmer and Ollie Watkins.
Ollie Watkins disappeared this year, man, completely.
Yeah, for the season Mozart, he deserves the Golden Boot anyway. Any other records, he's breaking records all the time. He has been for ages. Ever since he's been here, he's broke loads of records. And he just all the time. He just never stops doing it. It's been a great season, and for him. And it was just great to see that he signed. Ditto with Virgil. It just makes the end of the season that bit nicer now. We don't have to worry anymore because we were starting to stress a lot of the fan base, weren't we? When's this going to happen? Well, now it's happened. We can just enjoy the end of the season, can't we? And all await the hoisting of the trophy aloft in the Anfield there.
Well, I can say this: Mohamed Salah is someone that enjoys playing against a promoted side. He has scored in all 5 Premier League matches against promoted sides this season. So, it'd be good to see him score against Leicester as well to complete the set, basically.
He likes Leicester well enough. He scored plenty against Leicester.
Well, yeah. Leicester's the last team that he'll face. Last promoted team to face. And
the amount of assists he's got this season, it's incredible. And just in recent seasons as well, it's just his assists just started going up, didn't he? A while ago to what they were initially. It's staggering the amount of assists and goals added together. It's just insane. It's a credit to him and his form and his fitness and that,
Who? Mo?
Mo, yeah. The amount of assists he's got added to his goals. I was saying when
he had a great season in Italy with Checo. They had one season in Italy. He was known for goal scoring, but he had a great season in Italy when he played off Dzeko. He played much more like a right winger, as you would imagine, with someone like Dzeko in the middle. I think he got like 16 assists, maybe.
It's,
I think either
Oh,
13 or
oh
16.
yeah.
So, he's been creative before. He hasn't all like he has played, it's not like, oh, this assist is a new thing for him. Obviously not at Liverpool, much more direct,
no, it's just
high side
naturally
shoot kind of
become
thing.
more a part of his game as he's slowed down a little bit,
I think
like, and hasn't got
yeah, it's sort of like he's
the exact
remembered how to
decision
do it a bit.
pace that he used to have. Now he can play the game in different ways as well, can't he?
Yeah, yeah, it's like he's always had that ability to, create from wide. He wasn't always like just sort of some goal scoring wide guy. He was a winger as well. It's like, but he's become so refined at Liverpool, just into a goal scoring machine. He wasn't required to make assists, but you see today or this season, like, it's almost become a bit of almost predictable, that kind of outside of the foot pass kind of thing,
Yeah.
which used to be seen very showboaty back in the day, which I've always loved it when I was playing as a ball. If you can do that, if you're able to play that ball with the outside of your boot, it's a lovely way of playing a ball.
Yeah.
And do it. I think you should do it. People should do it. I don't see it as showboaty. It's a great way of catching defenders out. It's going the opposite way, and
Yeah.
he's really really good at that. If you get people on the end of that, let him do it all day long. So it's no surprise he's doubling up
My
in terms of
favourite one
goals
off
and
Mo's
assists.
left foot, his assist was the one that landed on Mane's head in Munich, like when we were on our way to the
The ball
Champions
for
League.
Diaz earlier on during the season,
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
that,
yeah.
that outside of the foot pass, Lamal does it all the time. All the top players, they do it all the time now, because it makes up for the cutting inside thing, if you understand what I mean. Like, it
Yeah,
allows
yeah.
you to play that left winger. It makes them almost on the right side, where you're almost, oh yeah, and then you can cut it back. You got a guy on the end of it. If you play that ball, like we all know, the right ball played into the box with people coming at it, it's undefendable.
Mm.
It's undefendable. So the right ball into the box, bang, it should be a goal 9 times out of 10. So I
Mm.
love that. I don't want to see him as a number 10. I don't like that talk. He's not a number 10. But yeah, it's good to see him bring back his creativity to this
Yeah.
point, and maybe that's a Jurgen or an Arne Slot thing as well.
Mm.
But I don't know. It's good to see him bring a bit old fashioned wing play back into it. Balls from wide.
I think there's a better
Unfortunately,
feeling around. I don't
I
think
don't
there
think it
probably
works.
was. Sorry, I was just going to say, I just hope there's a better feeling around the team now that, like, the contracts are signed and things are sorted in that way, like that. Just like they can just get on with the football now, like, and have a really good end to the season.
Mhm. Yeah, I was just going to add that I just don't I don't see him as a number 10.
Oh no, no, no.
I see him as more of a. I just don't think he has the attention to defense that would be necessary to be a 10 for us. So, give me 1 second here.
Yeah, no, it's JK. What do you think of Salah's newfound creativity this season? Do you think it's something that he always had in his locket or in his pocket or in his locker or his pocket that he didn't bring out? Think it might be part of his game going forward? That longevity? Or JK, if you're not free, Lee, do you think it's something
No,
he's kind
yeah,
of hidden away?
yeah. Say the question again, though.
It's just the style's changed a little bit as well under Slot, hasn't it? And it seems to really, it's just got so many assists out of him over the season. It's amazing, isn't it? Like, and we have in other seasons leading up to now, like, haven't we got lots of assists off him? But it's gone into overdrive this season. The amount of times he's created the goal.
Well, I mean, he's got a bag of goals. I mean, I think it's something like 30 goals total for our other forwards, whereas in Mohamed Salah alone has 27 goals this year. But I was going to say he could break the record for away goals, which would be a pretty phenomenal feat as well. He's currently tied with 16, and and most away assists in a season as well. He could break that as well. He's rewriting history as we speak, as we watch, as we live and breathe. He's writing history every day, pretty much, in these games.
I'm hoping we've got a good few goals in it as a side, like towards the end of the season, like in these upcoming fixtures, like as many goals as possible, and not in our net. None of them in our net either. Hopefully.
It is going to be interesting to see, because we have a situation where Connor isn't going to definitely play 90 minutes. So that means that we're going to see someone at right back at some point of the game. And is that person going to be Kwanzaa? That's a big question mark. And whether it will be, or is he going to revert back to the whole Cujo basically playing right back, possibly. Maybe he switches it up a little bit, changes up, throws us a curve and puts in Endo at right back. Who knows? But it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that entailed. Do you think that this game, now that Salah and Virgil have signed their deals, do you think that now we will start to see real performances from the team? Albeit Salah had a good game, by the way. And Virgil had that little bit of a mess up, obviously, with the own goal. Maybe he was thinking about putting pen to paper. But now that's it behind him. Do you think this is their breakout? This is Virgil's breakout game? I'll ask that.
I don't see any reason why we can't have a good end to the season from here on in. Now that we're down to one game a week, we beat West Ham, so we've got a win behind us. I don't see why we can't go on and just win all these games. I think maybe Chelsea away might be. They're not even playing good, are they? So we could easily win at Chelsea, I reckon. I'd love to win all these games, every last one of them. They're smashing end to the season to get 5 out. Is it 6 left we've got? Yeah, we've got 6 left, haven't we? 6 out of 6. 18 points. That'll put us on 94, would it? It's the most we could get, 94, now that we've lost one.
Right. I think we can get 95 points, I want to say, but...
You're the best.
94 is good anyway. 94 is low.
We have 76 points right now. We have 6 more matches left, like you just said. That's a total of 18, so it would be 94. You're right.
Yeah, 94. Yeah, get as many as we can. 94 is a huge total. I mean, it's not been bettered that many times before, has it? And a couple of times it has. It's been by us.
Well, yeah. Out of the 6 games, out of those 6 games, we have to win.
It would feel satisfying to beat Chelsea away as well. It's a place we don't win all that often, so I'd like it to happen. To beat them on their own pitch. Right. And then beat
I think out of the next 6 games, the most we can lose is 1 game. I think that's to pretty much assure us to get that 90 mark that I'd like to see us hit.
Yeah.
I'd like to see us hit the 90 mark.
Same as. And the question you was asking, Salah signed his contract, first half, Salah against West Ham, top. So hopefully with Virgil signing now, the team sort of, because I think that, because we're getting a week's rest every week now, hopefully that's sort of giving our players that rest and stuff, I know sometimes when you play weekends, Wednesday, Tuesday, then the weekend, it sort of keeps the flow going and the team flowing. But eventually you're going to get knackered, So I think now we've had a couple of weeks where we've just had games every 7 days. And I think now the team should be ready and say, you know what, let's finish the season off well.
Yeah, very true. Well, let me bring up, this is what Opta has being for their the lineup that will most likely have to face. You can tell me if you think we'll see something different than this actual lineup. I'll bring this up for us right now. This is OptaScore's idea as to what we are going to be seeing on the weekend. It's big enough for you guys to see. You can all see that, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's an interesting lineup that they have listed because I have some different players than they have on this listing. I have a different. I have someone different at right back, and I have. Let's see. I have someone different at right back, and that's pretty much it. The right back I have is different. I was going to go with Ricardo Pereira at right back, but they have Justin in. This is another case where I did wish we had Ant here, so he could probably give us a real concerted idea as to who will be facing against.
Pereira was real good. He was really good. I thought, you know what, this guy's real good. Got injured, never came back the same ever since. Yeah, shame. Top player, man. He was.
Bring us back in here. Yeah, that's who I thought it was going to be. Pereira as the right back. Other than that, I do have the same lineup pretty much. Connor Cody.
I think Ruud van Nistelrooy should play. And he goals,
maybe.
You know what I mean?
Maybe so.
I think Feist is injured. The guy who scored 2 own goals against us. I think he's injured.
Yeah. I hear you, Kevin. He doesn't like facing Connor Cody.
Yeah, he's doubtful. He's doubtful with a knock. Face is doubtful, so he might start. If he doesn't start, about face, like no one is sure because the game isn't tomorrow. So, but Vase is one of those. He is doubtful with a knock, but it's not like he's definitely out injured kind of thing. So he could start. But if he doesn't start,
outfield, wasn't he, with those 2 own goals that made it outfield about face. It's like, wow, face.
Yeah, he's the man. But if he doesn't start, it'll be the guy Okoli. Justin might start at. Justin, I think he'll start at left back and Pereira at right back. Then
that's how I have it too. Yeah.
Yeah. Cody and a Cody or Cody
gets booed when he got. I wouldn't have booed him because he went to Everton. I don't blame him for playing for Everton. Do you know what I mean? I thought it was a bit strong that he booed him on a Cozy but.
Yeah, well, I think you got McAteer and Didi, Elkanous, Samare, Mabadidi, and Vardy. That was my team. I think they go with that: Mabadidi, Samare, Elkanous, and Didi, McAteer, Vardy, Pereira, Cody, Justin, and then if a Cody plays, it's because Velface isn't. But yeah, Vardy, 37 now, and he's still their best striker. It's just shocking state
it's
of
not
affairs.
Much nothing on it that 11, is it?
No, it's poor, man. It's really I don't know, man, how they've ended up where they have, but they've spent a hell of a lot of money for years, and they've ended up with this.
Yeah, I think their manager leaving messed them up, and Steve Cooper comes in. The fans didn't like him, and I think that's the main thing. You know, when a manager promotes you, the players are buzzing. We want to do some. We want to stay up in the Premier League now with this manager. And what did he do, bro? He didn't want to Chelsea. That's them done before the season starts. You know, so yeah, man. But Leicester, they've become a little bit of a yo-yo team recently now. It's mad that they won the Premier League a few years ago.
Do you reckon they'll bin Ruud, or do you reckon they'll keep him on for the Championship campaign? Can't help laughing at his
They're
record.
saving face. They're saving face by keeping him in it. They're kind of saying, "No, this is cool." They're in the kind of "No, this is cool" kind of phase. Where it's clearly not. I mean, a good manager like that's not the worst team in England, and it has been since he's joined them.
Well, they haven't won a game since January 26th.
It's just terrible.
That's
absolutely
think about
terrible.
that. It's January 26th was the last time they've won a game. And they've only managed a 2-2 draw at Brighton last week. It feels like a little bit too late for them. But historically, they've lost both Easter Sunday league matches they've ever played. Liverpool, meanwhile, have won 7 of our last 10 Easter Sunday games. So
that's the stat we've all been waiting for.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Hey, some might be looking for that bunny. Who knows? And let's not forget, we've won 5 straight against them in all comps.
Yeah.
Another win would be our longest win streak versus Leicester in nearly 30 years. That's how long it would be.
Yeah, it looked very weak, that 11. It looked like an eminently beatable 11. One that we should have no problem absolutely destroying if we tear up and play anything like we were playing before we had a dip. If we can get back to that.
Well, who on this team still poses a threat? Who on this team? Who on that lineup are you saying? You know what? Who?
El Canoes, the number 10.
Rude.
El Canoes, the number 10.
Okay. Okay.
Not the actual number 10. I don't mean he wears number 10, but they're
right. Because he's number 11.
Attacking midfielder guy.
Yeah.
The dude Mabadidi has a bit of he's a game in him. You know what I mean?
Right.
But otherwise, they've got Patson Daka. He might start. He's on the bench, probably. Who knows?
Probably so. I remember there was a concerted effort by some people that wanted Patson Daka, wanted Daka for Liverpool. I remember.
Oh yeah, he was very popular at the time. It wasn't just us. It was kind of, which of the big teams is going to get him? It was like Leicester got him. Okay.
Yeah.
But no, he was been linked to Man United, Liverpool, Chelsea. Yeah, all the people.
Yeah.
All the people.
Yeah.
But no, he's a danger. They one or two guys, but like Lee is saying, look, we cannot be. Look, I ain't got enough kind of comedy clown car left in me for us to be the ones to go there and mess it up against them. We have to go there and be like the rotation. We've had a week off. Sorry, no, we've had a week off. But we're 7 days. There's no tiredness. We haven't played in a week. Like there will be no tiredness. So it'll be the main people. We always see apparently, are usually. I don't think there'll be any big changes at all. So go there and hopefully Dom is still rested, as it were. Other than that, I think it will be the same 11. Diaz on the left, get some, Harvey in the 10. Jota will probably start up front.
Okay, I'll bring that up.
There's no excuse.
No
excuse not to beat these 3-0. 4-0.
Yeah, I'll bring up our lineup here. So this is what Opta. I don't have this again. Opta is interesting. I do not have the same lineups that they've chosen.
I think they just use a computer, man. They get their ones are weird. They're like, I don't.
Yeah, you can see their lineup is. They're going.
That won't be far off,
but I mean, it's just because I don't think Simicast gets to start in this game. To be honest with you.
No, Robbo starts this game.
But they have Simicast starting. Other than that, it's pretty much, and they have Jones starting in the 10. They don't have Dom starting in the 10. I think with the rest, I think you probably will see Dom start at the 10. And then the rest is what it is. Because then if you do have a case like that, I think Dom could start at the 10, because then if you do want to sub Bradley out, you could bring Jones on for Bradley. or rather than have Jones go back and play right back with like a little bit of miles on him from the game. You don't necessarily want to put extra miles on him. And then at the 10, you could maybe put Elliott in if we needed to like do something different at the 10 by getting some type of relief for Dom if Dom needs to be subbed off, or maybe even go crazy and put Chiesa there. Who knows? But this is what they went with. They went with Connor, Ibu, Virgil, Simicast in the back line, Ali in goal. They went with Grav, Maka. They went with Diaz on the left, Jones in the 10, Salah at the right, and obviously Hata at the point of the spear. Is that the lineup that you would have went with, or no?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, really?
Apart from Robbo instead of Simicast. I wouldn't mind seeing Endo playing free Gravenberch and put McAllister in the 10 if we're going to pick a lineup that isn't going to happen, but could. But no, it'll be the tried and tested. I think it'll be Sobers line, not Jones, and it'll be Robbo and not Simicast. I think. Apart from that, that'll probably be the lineup. I'd be shocked.
How about for you, JK? Okay. Or how about for you, Brian, then? I think JK is still unavailable.
I think it's definitely play Sobo and Robbo if they're both.
I was saying, what would that have been your lineup? Would that have been your starting lineup?
Well, yeah, Jota again starting. One of them ones. I'm not sure. I think Curtis, yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's gonna be the team, bro. I think, yeah. I'd love to see Trent start, but yeah.
No, he's not fit enough. He's not going to start.
Yeah, he's not fit enough. No, at least play a bit of a game. For me, Bradley will start right back.
If he is, fit enough, it'll only be for the bench, so we can knock that one on the head straight away. So,
but for me, Jota, God knows, bro. Love to see that. I don't think Darwin's ever going to start a game for Liverpool again. Yeah.
Well, he's running out of them. There aren't that many left, so. No, I'd be the lads. I'd be the same. Other than Robbo in for Simi, and that number 10. Take your pick: Jones, Dom, Elliott, whatever he feels.
Mm-hmm.
Dom got rested the last game. Does he keep resting in inverted commas? Dom. I'd give Elliott the next kind of the chance at the next shot at that role.
Mm-hmm.
Jones wasn't brilliant the last time, so. Keep the Grav Mac pivot. That's fine. Nobody wants to change that. And then put the guy in front of them, whoever you want to put in. Yeah, Jota's probably going to start, man. Jota's probably just going to start, and we're going to have to deal with it. Diaz or Gakpo, bit of a shout there, I suppose. Gakpo could start easily, or Diaz could start. You're not losing or gaining too much. But there's a couple of things, but the core of it will remain the same. Bradley and Robbo for me, Mac and Grav, Ibu and BBD, and then make a couple of changes. I'd like to see, again, when I was talking last week, the Chiesa thing for number 9, and not everyone's getting on board. I'm just saying we were kind of talking about stuff, and it's like, yeah, a bit of this and a bit of that. And it's like, even the people that were naysaying maybe, 20 minutes, the guy didn't even get off the bench. He didn't even get 1 second of football. That was so disheartening. I was like, I'm not even going to think about predicting this guy getting minutes anymore. That was like we made all 5 subs and he didn't give, okay. Right. And here's me thinking he could get 45 minutes. He doesn't even get 1 second of football. So I'm not even going to think about him playing anymore. So if he does, happy to see you, mate. But
okay. Poster injury. Yeah, I agree with you, Mark. It's been a struggle for Cody to get his form back since the injury. I agree with that. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm just saying he's just been struggling to kind of get into the swing of things like he was before the injury. Certainly so. Well, take this down real quick. Bring it down. So let's get some predictions then. How about that? Let's get some predictions from the panel. What are we looking at when it comes to scores? What are we looking at for scores? Lee, what are you looking at?
Oh, I'm going to say that we win like 5-1.
This team hasn't scored against anyone, and they're going to score against us. We can't get a clean sheet.
No, it's an own goal, mate. It's an own goal. There's no danger in their team. It's an own goal.
Oh, so we're going to score 6.
Oh, yeah.
I got you.
The danger comes from ourselves. Like
back-to-back own goals. I got you.
They're not even involved.
All right.
I don't think he's 21, Kev. I think he's 24, 23 going on 24. He's not 21.
Yeah, he's more like 24 going on.
Yeah, he's not 21. He's not 21. He's definitely like.
I'd be surprised if he isn't 25, yeah.
He's younger than people think he is. I've always said people think he's kind of 26, 20. He's definitely younger, but he's not 21.
Yeah, he is still young, like, and I think he'll play. I think he'll start sub as well. I'm not. Yeah, all the evidence points to it, like, doesn't it? Like the way he's lined up. You know, he's probably going to do it again, isn't he? So I think he'll start him. I think he'll start Robbo and Jota.
Okay.
The rest, he's getting himself done it. Like that's what I think he'll do. Yeah.
Okay. And how about for you, JK? What are you thinking? Score and scorers are going to be in this game.
I'm going to go with the straight 4-0. Salah hat trick. McAllister. Bada bing, bada bong.
Bada bing, bada bong.
Aren't you giving Leicester a goal, an own goal, like I did?
JK, he's asking a question. Lee's asking a question. He went 4-0. Oh, but are you saying? 4-0. But are you saying? Maybe he's asking. Are you?
Yeah, I'm saying, aren't you giving Leicester a goal? I give them a goal.
Oh, okay.
It's an own goal from us. I said 5-1, but an own goal from us. Yeah, let's be clear. They don't score. We put it in our own net.
Well, I remember. Okay. Do you remember the year? Who was the player that? Who was that guy who scored 2 own goals?
It was the same game.
Hannibal. Or was it Face or Murdoch?
Face. It was Face.
I felt bad for him, man. I felt bad for him. I
thought he supported Liverpool, bro. That's my only explanation of that, Don. He had 1 own goal, and when he got 2, I thought this brother was Liverpool, man.
I know, that was so bad. It was so bad.
We scored some bad own goals, though, like ourselves. See some bad ones for us. They are horrible, like when it happens, like to your club, like to your team. But for the player, it's not worse than putting into your own net. Some of the bizarre ones that you see are just great, aren't they? Because some are just like there's not much the player can do about them, but some are just really weird, aren't they? Like own goals.
Okay. Nolante's with us. Big up, Nolante. How are you doing?
Yeah, big up, Tom.
Big up. You got a prediction for this game?
I don't. This before they don't fill me with confidence with the team. I'll just say we'll just scrape it. 2-1. 2-1 scrape it.
We are just scraping wins against Leicester, West Ham. Jeez, is it like that?
This is the form they showed me, so I can't. Before I've said previous scores 3-0 and stuff. I've been slapped in the face, so I'm just gonna say we're just gonna scrape it. And I have a little moan. Performance won't be great, but you're gonna be like, oh, but we won't win away. So yes, scrapey T1. Hey, let's set the form team now, innit? They're the form team. They got a point. Score some goals. You watch them come out against us.
Leicester were a bogey team for Liverpool in the 60s and 70s for quite a long
Don't be
period of
talking
time. Like,
about
they were
the
a
bogey
team.
team shit, man. Come on.
Mm.
We're not doing any bogey shit team. No bogey team stuff. Man. This is the worst.
Hi, Jimmy. Hope you will.
This
Through
is
both
such a
of them.
bad team, man. No, this isn't like
Yeah, we should be
no
battling this
no
11.
bogey teams.
You think the rest has done them well, like now coming down to a game a week, that has enough impact now that they can sort of regain the form that they had when we were playing well and end the season well instead of like limping over the line. I'm reasonably confident he can do that, like, because he's had time with them now as well, hasn't he? Slot to speak to them and that, like, the contracts are done. I don't see why we can't have a good end to the season.
Yeah.
Just got to carry on, haven't we? Just got to put one win after the other, and that means beating Leeds.
Yeah.
Hopefully is within our powers.
Yeah. I mean, we've won 4 straight Premier League games against them. We've scored in 14 of the last 15 times we've seen them. This is not 2021, so that's the last time we didn't score against them. And we came from behind in December to beat them 3-1. I remember with goals from Cody, Curtis, and of course the Egyptian King.
Yes.
This time it's a much bigger setting for us because we could again possibly be walking into this match with a opportunity to take the title. Therefore, Brian, what is I didn't forget. What is your score and scorer of this game?
No, that's all we need. Aleem de la Patrick against Arsenal. Set us up. Knock them down, set us up. It ain't gonna happen. But I was going to say 4. I was going to say 4-0, but then Nalante came in and he's had it right basically. Even when we kind of played well and gone out, we just kind of like to land on that kind of 2-0, 2 goals score kind of thing. We don't even go out and really go nuts against teams. So my head would say 2-0. A 2-0 win, a really solid 2-0 win where, yeah, if we wanted to go full bore, we could probably put 4 past them. But we'll probably just beat them 2-0 and, that'll be about it. So I'll go with that, but
okay.
And no nonsense. There doesn't need to be any jeopardy in this. Go there, lock it down, play well, beat them, go home.
Jimmy has it 3-0 Reds. I'm gonna go 2-0 Reds. Actually, I'm gonna go 2-0. 2-0. Vardy has our number twice at Anfield. Yes, let's not let him get our number at King Power. How about that? No Red Bulls for him. No Red Bulls for him. We'll see. Who do you think is going to be who's your key player? Who's the key player to watch tomorrow for us? Who do you think is going to have like a standout game?
Salah.
Anybody? What did you say, Slot?
Name in the app.
Did you say Arnie Slot?
Salah. So I'll throw Salah's name in the hat to have a good game tomorrow. And why not Jota as well? I haven't said it for weeks, so I'll go and jinx it again, but I'll say he'll have a good game and score. He'll even score tomorrow, Jota. Sorry, on Sunday. I'll predict that.
I have another interesting question. I know we all said this or that. I know that was the answer. That was the starting, the opening question. Now we have Nalante here too. Hypothetically, Ed Sheeran inspires Ipswich and the Tractor Boys to incredible heights, and they win 1-0.
Was he then coming off the bench and scoring the last minute or something?
would you
Or just going to distract the opposition with his
with his red hair?
his balladry from the stands.
Balladry.
There you go.
That's one word for it. Balladry.
Yeah, exactly. I was trying to be polite. Yeah.
There's others that sound like balladry that are equally applicable.
I was just going to ask you if one of the two things were assured, and that was Ipswich win. Would you prefer to be crowned title winners on the road or at Anfield?
I'm not that picky. I'll take it where I can get it.
Wherever you can get it? Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Would you rather it be at King Power or would you rather it be at Anfield? Like, Lee, what would you rather, Cap? I mean, it'd be special for
I would like it
either
to be
place, but it'd be, but there's only
Yeah.
like so many traveling, supporters that could actually enjoy the moment of knowing that we are Premier League title winners.
I'll win it anywhere. But I would like
Anywhere doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I would like them to win it at Anfield, I suppose. Yeah, because
It's the
the
idea.
other one with
Yeah.
COVID. The other one with COVID, it'd be nice. Just so the whole thing's at Anfield when that's all done and sorted. Yeah, I'd like that. I would like that. But if it happens somewhere else, it happens somewhere else. Can't be picky, can you? What's it like being a Liverpool fan? It's tough.
Yeah, wondering, choosing when you would want to win the league. Yeah, we've got to be. Yeah, we just. Yeah.
It's a hard life, isn't it, guys?
Yeah, it really is. Really is.
I
want to win it against Arsenal, to be honest with you. That's what I wanted. I want it to be
fun. Yeah,
I want it to be the Arsenal
fun,
game.
wasn't it? Yeah, a big
Yeah,
game.
that's what I want it to be, is to win it then.
Yeah,
Fuck
that
them and
means
their
you're going to
Champions
lose
League
then, innit?
exploits. Yeah, I know it needs to be a bit weird to get there, but I'd like to just do it
I think
against them.
Tottenham sound at Anfield against Tottenham. Job done. I'll take that.
Isn't there Paris game around the time we play them Arsenal? So we'll be
That's
playing.
the thing, yeah, and maybe Tottenham will be thinking about their game.
I get it. I get it. I get what you're saying. But on this, it would be nice. It would be nice to win against not to win against Spurs, but it'll be nice to have to win in that game against at Anfield.
Oh yeah, that's the ideal. 100%. You want it because they're going to drink the city dry that night.
Yeah.
Oh, the publicans are going to have the extra crates. They're going to have everything right. Yeah.
Money will go up. I'll be like, yeah, ching ching. Oh yeah.
One of their own.
That'll be a night in Liverpool. Because like you've been saying, man, we didn't get to do it, or those people did not get to do it the last time.
Yeah.
The stop trying to break the rules.
And I'm saying it's assured. I'm saying it's assured. I'm saying it's assured, like as in if it was assured, meaning I know things are assured, but the saying that way you don't have to be like, oh well, we might not win it, or still do this or do that. No, I'm saying if it's assured, if you could pick the date that we would win it, what game would you want to win it on? And I understand most people would say the earliest is possible, but
but also against a big team at home.
Exactly. It'd be nice to win against Spurs, maybe even against Arsenal.
Yeah, against Arsenal, I know that kind of drags it out a bit, but I would love nothing more than to win a league title by beating Manchester United at Anfield. That's the dream.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're winning a league, that's the dream, right? But if you can then get to tweak your dream to make it the perfect dream, it's like, oh well, then I'd do it. Yeah, by beating Man United 3-0 at home at Anfield.
Yeah,
that's how and where I would win it.
That would be poetic.
Not away against Stoke.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. At Anfield, Man United, Roy Keane, Alex Ferguson in the stand. Alex Ferguson in the stand beside Kenny Dalglish as we put goal after goal past him. That's how you would pick it. Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. That's just a fun question.
And
But,
Gary Neville on commentary, having to
oh,
sit
that'd be even
there and
better.
cry through it.
That'd be better.
Yeah, and Gary Neville on commentary, and
Jamie,
Jamie Carragher on
yeah,
co-commentary,
Jamie right there,
losing his mind. Yeah,
just
all of
poking the
that.
bear.
All the little sprinkles on top. All of that. Yeah.
That'd be fantastic. Well, need to win it before Arsenal game just to watch Arteta grovel in the Guard of Honor. That'd be fantastic. I'd love to see that too, Tom.
I'm wrong, apparently. No, they are irrelevant. Well, they're more relevant than all the other irrelevant people. So everyone's irrelevant, but of all the irrelevant people, they're the most relevant. How about that one?
Okay. Got you. Oh, trust me. Once we hit 20, I'm not even waiting for them to. I'll do the work on the wall myself to get the 20 up there. Trust me on that. 20 and 21 inbound, let's say, hopefully, very soon. Well, people, we're about at the 90-minute mark. But I was going to allow for, there is something before we bounce. Let me bring this up. This was something interesting to have seen. We were talking about obviously Jurgen possibly taking over the mantle at Madrid. We're already in the slot era. I'm not saying that, he would be the next that we're looking for a replacement for Arnie or anything like that. But this was an interesting quote I saw. Let me bring this up. Oh, it's right there. My dream was to coach Liverpool. It's the Don.
Don Carlo.
My dream was to coach Liverpool.
He came close as well. He came close.
He was so close. So close, yeah. And it would have been interesting what he would have done with this team if he had been the coach. Very interesting. I think it would have not only been interesting, I think that there would have been players that the same way Klopp has drawing power to bring in players, I think Ancelotti has the ability to do the same. And
big time. Big time.
He would have been able to really bring in some players from, obviously South America and also Spain, Portugal, Interesting.
Well, he convinced James Rodriguez to join Everton.
Spot on. Spot on with that one. Spot on. Yeah. That wasn't an easy get.
That was nothing to do with the Goodison Park atmosphere, right? That was all Don Carlos doing that one. But it's amazing because apparently it came down to the last two, him and Klopp, and you couldn't think of two completely different managers.
Yeah.
Klopp, a real kind of a tracksuit kind of guy on the pitch with all the players, and Don Carlo just sitting up in the office with the cigar, and two completely different types. So I'd love to be able to watch that in a kind of a what would have happened if we'd went with Ancelotti other than Klopp, because I don't think it would have been bad stuff. I think it would have been good. It would have been just different. But Klopp was like.
I'll tell you what would have been interesting, Brian. What would have been interesting is if Klopp had honored his contract. Because then he would have been looking at me possibly leaving, this upcoming year, maybe. And he only had 2 years left on his deal or something like that.
Yeah, 2026.
So he could have looked at it as leaving maybe at least 1 year early. And then you're maybe looking at Ancelotti.
Coming in now, you mean?
Yeah.
Leaving Madrid and coming in now. Well, that's
It would have been interesting. I mean, let's say he stuck it out if he was at the at the line already last year, obviously, of like being exhausted from coaching. But let's say he stuck it out for one more year. He said, you know what, let's put the band back together. Would have been fantastic if he could have possibly had the same results as Slot did. You know, you have City performing the way they did, and you have Arsenal performing the way they did this year. All of a sudden, you have a Klopp leaving with maybe two Premier League titles. He can finally, put turn off the lights and leave the door open, I guess, or something like that, and Ancelotti walks in. Yeah, that would have been interesting. I just think it would have been interesting. It would have been certainly a different approach to the games than we're seeing now. But I'm not saying that I'm discontent with Slot. I'm just saying it's just a different approach. That's all. Zabi to Madrid makes financial sense. It does, but we'll see. We'll see. It definitely does. It makes sense for him too. I mean, he is Spanish, and he has ties to Real Madrid as well. So it'll be very interesting if Zabi makes that decision. But yeah, I'm not going to share I was going to share the action figure that I shared with. I won't do that. That's just cruel. Yeah, and it does look like, once again, it is a very interesting situation that's building up. But big question is, someone was asking this earlier, will this man leave Manchester and do a Milner?
You might just want water.
Will he do a Milner?
Drink.
Who knows?
It's not impossible, but
Not impossible.
not impossible. But I just think he's heading overseas. So I think he's it's his time. But I just think he's heading overseas, because if we get him, that means what? That means Elliot leaves.
Oh, Elliot's definitely. Yeah, but unfortunately, does that happen?
No.
I say keep Elliot. Let him learn from KDB.
But it'd be no point talk, because you have KDB, Elliot, and Sobbo, and you know how Slot feels about Elliot now. So that'd be like doomsday.
It would be.
He'd be in the basement. Hey mate,
Yeah.
be asleep on the floor. But like, let me out, Arnie. No,
Milner is still respected and appreciated in Manchester. By the way, the fans still appreciate Milner very much so.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
He played a part in some very good teams.
Indeed, 100%.
But I think of him more as a red than I do a blue. So KDB is MLS or Saudi bound. Chicago Fire seemingly have made inquiries. That is true. I understand that. I definitely understand that. There's also the case of maybe San Diego.
100%. Yeah, I've been saying that. He's either America or Saudi. It's just what kind of lifestyle he wants.
But you never know, man. You never know. It's kind of like maybe the way that he's getting kind of pushed out by Manchester, maybe he says, you know what? I just want to show the people I'm not done. I got one more hit in me. Maybe. Who knows?
The madness.
The madness. You know?
No, he's He's walking away. He's walking away. He knows he's walking away, and he can command big money. And like I said, nobody in England is going to give him what he can earn somewhere else. So
Really?
it's just up to him whether he wants to go. Like he could do a job for a year, blah blah blah, but he's going to get offered contracts from Saudi for 800 grand a week for 3 years. He's going to get offered huge money. So
Yeah.
it's up to him where he wants to go in his next payday. I
Mhm.
see him as more USA or
Mhm.
MSL, I mean, than
M-
Saudi.
no,
Who
MLS.
knows?
MLS.
Yeah,
Yeah.
MLS. Yeah, I can see him going there in that more, Beckham, Gerrard type role than
Mhm.
going to being a Saudi player. Who knows? But I mean, the Saudis will offer him all of the money, all of
I
it.
just think that I get what you
So
guys are all saying. I get what you're all saying. I'm not disputing it. I'm not
he's
saying
not.
that
I
you're
mean, he's not
wrong.
coming to Liverpool. The guy is not joining Liverpool. Can we please? Yeah, okay. If you want him to join Liverpool, fine. You'll be waiting. That's all I can say is you'll be waiting.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
For the last 10 minutes, Tom, on 400 grand a week. Come on.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, like it might not be all about it might not be about the money. It could be about the
It will be
opportunity.
about the
Like
money.
I know players that have wanted to. They chose teams because they want to. They have always had a dream to play with a certain player.
Yeah, but we won't offer him a contract. FSG won't offer him a contract.
I
Really?
know, Brian.
Do we
I know.
think that's going to happen?
I
Is that a
know.
very FSG type move? Have we
It,
seen him do that before?
stranger things have happened. Who knows?
Okay.
Who knows?
We'll come back to this in September then.
Yeah.
Who's your
We'll come
money
back.
on? My money is on no, we ain't signing KDB. But
Okay.
just go and get Son and Harry Kane and turn it into what's that movie? Cocoon? Yeah, we'll just turn it into Cocoon at Liverpool.
Jeez. Wow. Wow. All right. Well, with that happy note, I will turn it over to the panel here. What do you guys want to say before we bounce out and get our TGIF on? Lee, you want to start off the good tidings?
Yeah, I've just tried downloading that Discord on my phone and it's not having it, Brian. It was quite elaborate what it made me go to, and now I've done it all. It's like login or password is invalid. I knew that thing was a pain in the ass. I had it on my last laptop and I couldn't wait to try and get rid of it. I don't know why it won't let me. It won't let me join in on the Discord fun, but no, it's denying me. Welcome. Anyway, okay, folks, that's all. Sorry.
Yeah, if anyone wants to
Yeah.
offer
Okay. So
Lee some tech
you all
support,
enjoyed that. I'm sure. Hope you all enjoyed that little tech minute.
yeah,
Yeah.
Elon Musk, if you're
Yeah.
out there with your tech support T-shirt, you
Tech
can get in
support
touch with
team.
Lee
Honest,
via
thought I
the.
had a crack. I thought it made me invent a password. There you go. And it's like, no, not having it. Piss off. I'd give it my phone number and my email address, but it weren't having it. Said it was invalid. Both my phone number and email.
Well, we'll work it out. We'll work it out soon enough. How about for you, JK? Is there anything you'd like to say that's not tech support related?
Yeah, don't pay tax. Yeah. When you look at the tax rates of the world right now compared to how they were, you're getting half your money, bro. But anyway, that's another day story as well. Yeah, just saying, like, I want Slot to play this game on Sunday for the fans. He's done it his way the last few months and stuff. I just want him to give us a game where we're like, yeah, man, we're playing good football. I think if the season, if it was still a tight title race, 1 point in it and stuff, we wouldn't be saying this conversation right now. We were more bothered about the 3 points. You know what I mean? But I think we're at a phase now where we can play for good football. So that'd be good to see on Sunday. And bless up the chat as always.
Pick up. Brian, anything you'd like to say to the people? Yeah. Hank, do you like to say it to the people, or even to your best in KDB?
Yeah, to KDB, you missed your shot. You missed your shot. That's all I'll say to KDB. You missed your shot. But yeah, no, it will be amazing to see. I just, of all the just to talk like Son, Kane, and KDB starting for Liverpool next season, I'd do it. I'd run it in a Football Manager simulator just to see what happened. Because you would win that league if they all stayed fit. But then they'd all just kind of collapse in last resort Ireland. But no, just everybody that's been in. Yeah, tomorrow is tomorrow. Yeah, it's Sunday is the game, so we'll be doing something tomorrow. But thanks to everyone for being here. See you again for the show. Roll call Sunday, post match show, all of that. Hopefully, you never know if Liam Delap turns into prime Ronaldinho or Ronaldo, we might win the league this year or this weekend, and relegate Leicester. For all those Tory fans out there, sorry, Ant, but it is a Tory club. I know you're not a Tory, but it is a Tory club.
Okay. Nolante, what would you like to say?
Just a segue into that. Poor Ant. About a month or two more, he's doing woo chants on there.
Mm-hmm.
Pick a bit of steam, and now look at him down the dumps. He's been MIA since then. And we could potentially put another coffin, and now in a coffin for Ant. Where's Ant? Ant, phone us on 0800
He's in the pub,
911
mate.
911.
He's in the pub. I can tell you right now, he's in the pub.
Oh, bro, you've got the sat nav location, but that's well,
no, I don't know, but I mean, he's been, he's been drowning his sorrows now for a while.
Yeah, he's been missing. Yeah.
This man travels away as well. I mean, when we talk about Ant, this is a man, when we talk about Ant, who pays his money out of his own pocket every second week to travel all over England watching this Leicester team. He is feeling it on every level, financially, emotionally, watching this stuff. So, yeah, he's a man who's going through the ringer right now.
Indeed, and it's going to be back to paying the likes of Portsmouth, West Brom, etc.
Yeah.
Next season. Yeah, but it'd be more fun, like he said. He had said he has a bit more fun in the Championship, so there you go. But yeah, man, can slot stubbornness just be put out of the way and just let the handbrake go, as JK quite eloquently said. Big up everyone in the chat. I'm going to be doing some match analysis of games in my own words, so I'll be putting that on my channel, my own, in terms of match analysis, play, movements, and so I'll be putting that on my own channel. Obviously, big up 12. Like I said, keep share, subscribing. Like I said, 12 is the last week. He's been putting in the work, going through a process, doing big things. So listen, man, tell a friend to tell a friend and push this channel further. Also, big up Irishman. Obviously, he done his channel earlier. The Strikers List, which was a good show. Go check that out. He had good numbers.
Best show, yeah.
Oh, he's best show yet, as the man of the moment, as just said. So yeah, go check that out.
Yeah, special.
Good numbers, man. It was a good show. Strikers, and then obviously you got Lee. I mean, Lee. I don't know when you'll put your channel at. The stories of Lee from Anfield Road to the school playground to Anfield Road. Coming to you soon with you, Budweiser, a can of Stella Artois, with Tracy and Norman Bernie. You can put that up soon, Lee. That'd be great.
And some Malibu.
And some Malibu. There you go, Lee. There you go, Lee. And yes, just big up the chat. And yeah, when we move to Sunday, and another step closer. And I'll just leave it at this: bun Arsenal, bun Man United. I'm praying that they do not win the European titles to try and take some shot.
Yeah.
Honestly, man, I'm praying.
Ain't happening. Athletic Bilbao Barcelona, PSG, whoever it needs to be, Bodo, fucking well,
Tottenham.
whatever.
Yeah,
Anyone of
yeah.
them.
You know what? You're right. I'll take Spurs over. Yeah,
I'm taking Spurs, bro. I
I'll
mean,
take
yeah.
Spurs over
Let them
don't sound
United any
bad.
celebrate
day.
Don't
as long
sound
as
bad, is
maybe
it?
that
Any day.
Arsenal don't win anything. Yeah, bun
Mhm.
them, bun them. But
Because then they'll be in the Champions League next year. So whoever wins that, that's like they're in the Champions League. So
After
yeah,
finishing 17th in the Premier League, that's the madness
I'll take
about it, isn't it?
Spurs any day, man.
mhm.
Well, people, you've heard it here. A lot of good channels to check out, a lot of good content to check out as well. Even the anticipation of Lee's Remember When channel that will be coming up, and also and tech support. So oh wait, what is it? What's the show? Isn't there a show in There's a famous show, tech support show in England. What is
Oh,
the
the
name?
IT crowd.
The IT crowd. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
There
great
you
show.
go.
That's a great show.
There you go.
That's
That's a funny. It's a funny show. That's a pretty.
No, it's a legendary show. It's the same guy who wrote Father Ted.
Oh,
wrote
is
the
it? I
IT
didn't know
crowd.
that. Okay.
Yeah, Graham Linehan and the other guy, Arthur, what's his name? Yeah, they wrote this. Yeah, brilliant. The IT crowd,
Yeah.
genius show.
Both of those, or at least one of the actors has played in movies on this, like that I've seen on this side.
Oh, Chris O'Dowd. Yeah,
Yeah.
Chris O'Dowd, the Irish guy. He's made
Yeah.
it big in Hollywood.
Yeah, he
He
did.
cracked the code somehow.
Yeah.
But the other guy that's in it, Richard Iwata, he's like now a big star in England
He's
as a
on
comedy guy.
game shows. I've seen him a lot on like
Exactly.
9
But
out of
Chris
10
O'Dowd,
cats and like
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Chris O'Dowd cracked the Hollywood code now.
Yeah.
Or he's married some girl. Yeah, so he's making the big money.
Definitely, he's done well. And then also, and even the female, the lead actress in that has also been in a couple movies I've seen too.
Oh, Catherine Parkinson. Yeah, she did well out of it. Yeah, I used to have a massive crush on her.
That's
When
a good,
she's
it's
in
a good cast.
Mal-
Pretty good cast. Definitely good cast.
Yeah, and then Matt Berry broke out through that as well. But he was on other stuff as well. But
Yeah. Well, Lee and the IT crowd will be coming to a YouTube channel near you soon enough. But until it does, you'll have to see him here on the Liverpool 12th Man channel. And you can get your IT updates here through him. but I'll say no.
Lee's journey through Discord.
Mate, I just turned my phone off after it wasn't having it because it was running out of power anyway. It was really out of power. I just turned the bastard thing off. Wasn't having it. No Discord for me.
That's the simple solution for every IT solution. Just turn it off, turn it back on. There you go. Turn it off, turn it on. That's the solution. But all the same, turn us back on tomorrow, please. We'll have an episode lined up for you. I have actually, I was doing a bunch of different show ideas earlier today, so I have a pretty good show lined up for us tomorrow, and it'll be one that hopefully you'll be a part of. And until then, up the Reds as always. We'll have a Sunday. We'll let you guys know about the Sunday roll call and about obviously the Barrow match reaction. We'll be doing that too for Sunday, but for Saturday, we're going to have a really cool episode lined up for you that we hope that you'll be a part of. Oh, and Pops just snuck in right before we were finished. That's good. That's big up. Big up, Pops. Number 20 incoming for sure. So yes, definitely join us tomorrow. Until then, as I always like to say, up the Reds, as we all like to say, actually, up the Reds, always and forever. And we will see you tomorrow. All right, guys, take care. And Pops, be sure to check us out tomorrow. If not, if you can even be on the panel tomorrow, I'll hit you up. Be good, because I'd be interested to hear your takes on what we have lined up. So we'll see. But until then, take care, guys, and enjoy your weekends.